Hi everyone, just doing a quick walkthrough of creating a new assembly disassembly procedure. So let me show you how it looks and probably walk you through how we do it on Fabrik. So this is a Maruti Suzuki Baleno car. We've done a simple animation of removing the wheels, moving them down. And I think this is a ping pong animation where you can move it down, move it up, and the animation is not retained in the next step. So let me basically go ahead and create it from scratch. Automobile dismantle. So hit create for the Suzuki Baleno. Right. I add a step. I connect my start step. Upload car model. Say let's add right, it's enabled the 3D model and I should be able to let me drag and drop the 3D model of the car that's on my machine. It may take a bit of time to load, but it's drag and drop it here. So it's a bit of time to load. Oh, file name already exists, which means the model already exists. Oh, I uploaded it last time around. So what I can do is I can just, since it already exists, just say in the event the 3D model doesn't exist, you can just drag it from your machine and drag it into the step box. But if it exists, you can copy paste the name of it in the upload section and just connect. Now we should have, oh, sorry, wrong connection. Let's click on it and delete models. Yeah. So now we have our car 3D model. Let me add one more step to show the animation. Step. Let's connect this. Remove the wheels. Move the wheels downward y-axis. Yeah. Right. Let's enable 3D model again. I'll duplicate this because we're gonna use the same 3D model. And what I'm going to do is, like I showed earlier, we just move the tires and the rims downward. Right, so let me select tires and say custom animation. This animation is happening in the previous step. If you see this, upload your car 3D model. I don't want the animation to happen here. I want the animation to happen in this step. Right? Remove the wheels. So let me change the duration to 5 seconds or else it just becomes too fast. Right, and I'll make the y-axis -100. This is what I did earlier. So you can see if I make it 1 second, it moves really fast and you can't really see much. So 5, it's slow enough that you can perceive what's happening. Similarly, let me do one more. Let me select this, double click on them and say custom animation, and same duration and the same y-axis in -100 value. You can see that the tire and the rims move together. It's publish and save so that it pops up when we are going through our procedure. Okay, so what I can do is maybe I retain the animation. So in case you go to the next step, you want to retain this animation, you hit retain. I'll give you an example. Say clone the step. This is our next step. Rearrange. Oops, sorry. This comes here. This comes from. These are the previous steps. And so this makes it easy for the line. Right? So it's going to be next. step, retaining the animation. Say, should we retain or should we not? That's the big question. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, I've enabled animation. So I click on this and clone. So we have our same model that pops up. See, we've not retained the animation from our previous step, and so the final position of the wheels are reset, right? And they're back in the position. But if I hit retain, you'll see that the animations will be retained when we come to this step, right? Only the rims, not retained for the wheels. So that looks pretty odd. So let me retain for both. So when you retain, see, it retains. If you don't retain, of course, it goes back. Similarly, you can play around with the kind of loop you want in the previous animation. It can be a repeated loop or a ping pong, or it animates just once. I'll show you one other type of animation, right, which is rotate, and you can try the rest. So yeah, animation custom. Let me just rotate. Copy it from here. Alright, let's duration, let me make it 5 seconds. And let's just rotate. Oh, the final position is changed. So make it rotate. And let's say the final angle is 90 degrees. Let's see how it rotates. So it's happening that way. This is interesting. This tells you that all four, so it's rotating about around its center. You see this? This is the center. I can show you. This is the center. So all the four wheels are a single object. They're not individually defined. As a consequence, they group together and they're rotating around its center. Right. So instead of individual wheels rotating, it's actually rotating in a group. So that would be interesting. I can actually do it for y-axis, and you'll notice that better. So on y-axis, let's make this 90. Let's see how it rotates. See? So this is the center. It's because all four wheels are not individual objects, they're grouped together. Similarly, you can actually play around. So what that means is when you have to do a dismantle, one thing you need to keep in mind is to make sure each wheel is a separate component in the 3D model rather than being a single component. This is what happens when it's a single component. You cannot separate them, and as a consequence, you cannot show good quality animation. Let me stop here. Let me publish, and you will be able to see it. But let's go ahead and play around with some of these features, so you'll get a better sense of how to animate 3D models, what are the things you need to keep in mind, and so on. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this was helpful.